Hi, welcome to another episode. It's time to get back and have a look at some X-Wing ships. I think what with the release of Wave 4 not that long ago. Let's start with the Empire and the TIE Defender, or as it should be known, the TIE Fighter that was designed by a 6-year-old. More wings, better. Let's have a look. So here we have, coming into focus, the TIE Defender, and I really wasn't joking when I said it's what kind of TIE fighter a 6-year-old would design, because it has 6 wings, or 3 separate ones. For those of you who don't know, this is from a old computer game from the either late 90s or early noughties, I can't remember exactly, called TIE Fighter. And it was ridiculously overpowered in the game, but that's a bit of history. Anyway, that's the model. One thing to note is this red base and red pegs are from Star Trek Attack Wing. You can buy these. They're totally compatible, so that's where the red base comes from. Anyway, there's the model. It is, as always, up to Final Fantasy. It is, as always, up to Fantasy Flight's model standard. Plenty of detail. Like any old TIE fighter, it's mostly grey. But there you go. That's it. Let's look at the cards that come with it. Actually, no, let's look at the movement dial first, shall we? Because this is amusing. It has a white K-turn. That's right, a white K-turn. A green 5. Look at that, a red turn. Red turn. Red turn. White turn. White turn. So yeah, you might have this, but you've got a lot of punishment for your turns. So don't expect this one to turn on a dime, as it were. That's the movement dial for the TIE Defender. Okay, so upgrade cards. We have the Iron Pulse missiles, which gives you 2 iron tokens if it hits, for an attack of 3. So dubious whether that'll actually get through. Munitions failsafe. If you don't hit with a secondary weapon, you don't discard it. You only discard it if attack hits. So Iron Pulse is 3 points. This is 1 point, so it's pretty cheap. Not bad upgrade that. Outmaneuver. When attacking a ship inside your firing arc, if you're not inside the firing arc of that ship, you reduce its agility. That's not a bad 3-point upgrade. Predator. When attacking, you may reroll 1 attack dice. If the defender's pilot skill is 2 or lower, you can roll 2 instead. So again, another 3-point upgrade. And finally, we have the Iron Cannon, which is an attack 3, range 1 to 3, gets an iron token. So there's the upgrade cards. Now, some are pretty good, some are okay, but overall, not a bad lot. Now it's the pilots. And the cream of the crop at pilot skill 8 is Rexler Brath. And here we see the stats for the TIE Defender: 3 attack, 3 agility, 3 hull and 3 shields. So pretty nice. But then if you look at the bottom right corner, you'll see it's 37 points and doesn't have an evade. We have focus, target lock and barrel roll. And we have the ability for elite pilot skills, missiles, and I can't remember what that one is, but one of those. Anyway, his ability is after you perform an attack that deals 1 damage, you can spend a focus to flip those to crits. That's nice against stuff with a lot of hull, like the Millennium Falcon. Not so good against stuff with mostly shields. Down to pilot skill 6. We have Colonel Vessery. When attacking immediately after you roll attack dice, you may acquire target lock on the defender if it already has a red target lock. useful, but again, 35 points. Then you have the Onyx Squadron, which is just a normal TIE Defender, 3. Pilot skill, 32 points. I hope you're sitting down for this. Elite pilots only get to fly the TIE Defender. Of course, this one's really elite at pilot skill 1. Pilot skill 1, 30 points. Yep, that's right. Pilot skill 1, 30 points. Anyway, that's the cards, the upgrade cards in the model. Let's get back to my sort of final thoughts on the TIE Defender. So that's the TIE Defender. I say alluded to earlier, it's ridiculous. It does look like something a 6-year-old would design. But anyway, that's by the by. It's a nice model. Maybe it could do with one less set of wings, but it's a nice model. And it is at least accurate to the model that was in the computer game. So that's it. So far, not been massively impressed. It's a lot of points. It's 30 points for a pilot skill 1. 37 points for the top of the range guy. It doesn't leave you a lot to build a fleet from. I mean, as an Empire player myself, mostly I'm used to swarms, and my last build was this, 1 TIE Phantom and an Academy pilot. That's 3 ships. I'm just not used to flying with 3 ships. It also has red turns, a lot of red turns, and that's kind of off-putting. I know it's got a white K-turn, but that was okay. I can't say it was game-changing, but maybe it will as I play it more. But the red turns reminded me of Star Trek Attack Wing, where some of the Federation ships just can't turn. They're all red, so you do a turn, you've got no actions, you have to do a green, and you want to do another turn. It kind of makes you fly in a completely different way than you're normally going to fly with a swarm. So that's that. Anyway, some reasonable upgrade cards. I'm not sure about the Ion Pulse missile. Didn't really do much. But you can fit this with a heavy laser cannon. That doesn't come with a heavy laser cannon, because why would it? Fantasy Flight need to make money. More money. Much more money. But you can put a heavy laser cannon on this, so I'm going to try that. That should be interesting. Yeah, I think the TIE Phantom is better than this, but yeah, it's not a bad model. I'm sure many people will find a use for it. I think if I had more than one, I'd build maybe a 2 fleet version of this, or maybe even 3 if I was crazy. But that means Fantasy Flight will get more of my money, even more of my money. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching me ramble on about a ship that's pretty useful and, yeah, good for Empire players. I don't think it's a must-have, but that's up to you. Anyway, stay tuned for more. See you soon. Bye now.